Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into everything Dallas Cowboys. Today, we have a story that's already causing ripples across the NFL landscape. A high-priority free agent for the Cowboys, a player who's become a key part of their offense, is predicted to leave Dallas for a division rival. Yes, you heard that correctly. This isn't just any player, but someone who's had a significant impact in 2023, and his potential departure could have massive implications for the Cowboys' future. But before we jump into the details, let's set the stage. The Dallas Cowboys, as we all know, have been undergoing a transformative phase over the past few seasons. With a roster that's loaded with talent and a coaching staff led by Mike McCarthy, expectations have only risen. The 2023 season in particular was a roller coaster. The team entered the year with aspirations of competing at the highest level, aiming for a deep playoff run, possibly even a Super Bowl appearance. But as always, the NFL is unpredictable, and how a team manages its key players in free agency can often determine whether they take a step forward or stumble backward. Now, the focal point of today's story is Javant Williams, a player who's become an integral part of the Cowboys' offensive machine. Signed for just 1 year at $3 million last offseason, Williams proved to be an absolute steal. His performance was nothing short of extraordinary, especially considering his injury history and the fact that he was coming off a major knee injury. In 2023, he posted career-best numbers with over 200 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns, making him one of the standout running backs in the league. His emergence not only revitalized his career but also brought a new dimension to the Cowboys' offense, which had been somewhat predictable in previous seasons. But here's where things get interesting. Despite the impressive stats and the clear desire from both sides to keep him in Dallas, whispers are growing louder that Williams might not be donning the star on his helmet much longer. The Cowboys' front office and coaching staff have publicly expressed their desire to retain him, emphasizing his importance for the team's future plans. Jerry Jones himself, the legendary owner, has stated, "We want to bring him back and sign him to a multiple-year deal." That's a strong indicator of how much the team values Javant Williams, not just for his production but for his leadership and the energy he brings to the locker room. However, as we all know, the NFL's free agency landscape is a wild game, full of surprises and strategic moves. Rumors and predictions are swirling, and one of the most prominent voices predicting Williams' move away from Dallas is Ryan Guthrie from Pro Football and Sports Network. Guthrie suggests that Williams is destined for a different jersey in 2024, the Washington Commanders. According to his projection, Washington will swoop in and offer Williams a lucrative 3-year deal worth around $22 million, with the potential for even more incentives and bonuses. This prediction is not unfounded. The Commanders, under their current management, are looking to reshape their backfield after losing key players like Austin Eckler and Jeremy McNichols to free agency. Their roster is in rebuilding mode, and the addition of a power back like Williams could be just what they need to establish a dominant ground game. Plus, with Jaden Daniels on a rookie deal, the Commanders have the cap space and flexibility to make a splash in free agency. Investing in a player like Williams, who has proven he can carry a load and make a difference both on the ground and through the air, makes a lot of sense. Let's dissect this scenario further. Why would Washington be so interested in Williams? Well, first, it's about fit. The Commanders have historically relied on a run-heavy system, especially under their recent coaching schemes. A physically tough runner like Williams, who averaged over 100 rushing yards per game in 2023, fits perfectly into their offensive philosophy. His ability to break tackles and gain tough yards aligns with what they're trying to build. Moreover, his impact grade of 74.5, according to NFL analytics, places him firmly among the top-tier running backs in the league. That kind of production, combined with his youth, just 24 years old, makes him a valuable asset. The fact that he's coming off a career year only adds to his appeal. For Washington, acquiring Williams could mean restoring their identity as a tough, physical team that can control the clock and impose their will on opposing defenses. Now, what about Dallas? They're facing a tough decision. The Cowboys are known for their shrewd management, but they also have financial constraints and a roster full of emerging talent. Retaining Williams on a multi-year deal could be complicated, especially if the price tag exceeds their comfort zone or if they believe they have viable alternatives within the roster or through the draft. The emergence of players like Tony Pollard, who has shown flashes of brilliance, might also influence their strategy in the backfield. But let's not forget the bigger picture. The Cowboys have an almost obsessive focus on winning now, especially after falling short in the playoffs in recent years. Losing a player like Williams could impact their offensive explosiveness and ability to punch through tough defenses. On the other hand, acquiring him would require a significant investment, and with the salary cap always a looming concern, they need to weigh the long-term benefits against immediate needs. This brings us to an interesting comparison. Williams, with his style of play, brings a physical downhill running approach that contrasts somewhat with Pollard's more explosive and shifty style. Some analysts see that as a perfect duo, power versus speed, creating a versatile attack that could make the Cowboys' offense unpredictable. But if Williams leaves, the Cowboys might need to look elsewhere, possibly in the draft or through a different free agent to fill that void. So what does this mean for the Cowboys' season prospects? Well, if Williams stays, Dallas's ground game gets a significant boost, especially in short yardage situations and goal line scenarios. His ability to carry the ball 20-25 times per game and still produce over 200 yards is no small feat. It would also help keep Pollard fresh and prevent overuse, which has been a concern in recent seasons. The offensive line, especially with players like Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith, has been developing into a formidable unit, and Williams' power running style would complement their efforts perfectly. But if he departs, that leaves a gap that's not easily filled. The Cowboys would need to explore options, perhaps a draft pick or a lesser-known free agent to replicate that production. The question becomes, how quickly can they adapt? The NFL is a league where continuity and chemistry are vital, and losing a key piece like Williams could set them back in their quest for postseason success. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The NFL is a league where fortunes can change overnight. The Cowboys, despite their rich history and loyal fan base, have faced criticism for not translating regular season success into deep playoff runs. The departure of a player like Williams could be a pivotal moment, forcing the coaching staff and front office to reevaluate their strategy. Will they prioritize long-term cap flexibility, or will they push all in to retool their roster for a championship push in 2024? It's also worth considering the broader division context. The NFC East is arguably the most competitive it's been in years, with the Eagles, Giants, and even the Commanders all making moves to improve. The Cowboys need to be sharp, and losing a key player to a division rival could be a psychological blow as much as a strategic one. Imagine the scenario where Washington, with Williams as their lead back, becomes a more balanced team and starts to challenge Dallas's dominance in the division. This entire situation also raises questions about the strategic approach of the Cowboys' front office. Do they see Williams as a cornerstone for their future, or are they prepared to let him walk if the price gets too high? Will they make a counteroffer or explore other free agent options? And how will this impact the locker room dynamic? Players notice these things. If a star like Williams leaves, it could send a message about the team's stability and ambitions. Now let's talk about the upcoming free agency period. It's always a high-stakes game, with teams jockeying for position and players weighing their options carefully. For Williams, his market value is expected to be around $22 million over 3 years, which is a substantial investment. The Cowboys might be willing to go that route, but they'll have to consider their cap space and long-term planning. On the flip side, Washington, with their ample cap room and strategic need at running back, might see this as an opportunity to strike a deal that benefits both sides. In terms of the league-wide landscape, this potential move underscores how the running back position has evolved. Teams are increasingly valuing versatile backs who can contribute in multiple ways: rushing, receiving, and pass protection. Williams's top 10 impact grade indicates he's not just a power back, but also a capable receiver out of the backfield. That skill set is highly sought after by teams looking to diversify their offensive attack. Let's also reflect on the historical context. The Cowboys have always been a team that values their star players, especially those who can change the game in a heartbeat. From Emmitt Smith to Ezekiel Elliott, the running back position has played a central role in their identity. Williams, with his explosive style and proven production, seemed poised to carry that torch forward. Losing him would be a blow not just in terms of on-field production, but also in terms of team culture and fan morale. And speaking of fans, the reactions have been intense. Social media is buzzing with speculation. Some fans are already lamenting his potential departure, fearing that the team's offense might suffer without his power running. Others hope that the front office can secure him with a lucrative deal. The division of opinion reflects the high stakes involved and how much Williams has endeared himself to the Cowboys faithful. Looking ahead, what can we expect? Well, the Cowboys are likely to make every effort to retain Williams, especially given his fit within their offense and his young age. But the reality is, NFL negotiations are complex, and offers from other teams can be tempting. The Commanders, with their clear need and financial capacity, could swoop in with an offer that's hard to refuse. If that happens, it could reshape the NFC East landscape, with Washington gaining a significant advantage in their backfield. And of course, we must consider the strategic implications. The Cowboys might pivot towards the draft or look for a veteran free agent to fill the void. But nothing quite compares to the impact of a player like Williams, someone who's proven he can carry the load and make game-changing plays. The question is, how much will the Cowboys be willing to invest to keep him? Will they prioritize cap space for other positions or go all in to keep their star running back? Let's not forget, this story is still unfolding. The NFL offseason is a whirlwind, with deals often finalized at the last minute. The Cowboys front office will be under immense pressure to make decisions that could define their 2024 campaign. Will they prioritize loyalty and continuity, or will they accept the reality that Williams might be wearing a different jersey next season? The answer could determine whether Dallas remains a legitimate Super Bowl contender or faces an uphill battle. Now imagine the scenes in Dallas if Williams leaves, how the fans will react, how the team's chemistry might shift, and what this means for the coaching staff. It's a storyline that combines strategy, emotion, and high-stakes decision-making all in one, and that's what makes this saga so compelling. Every move, every negotiation, every rumor contributes to a larger narrative about the Cowboys' pursuit of greatness. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Williams will stay in Dallas, or do you think the Commanders will pull off the deal? How would his departure affect your outlook for the upcoming season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. I'm sure many of you are already imagining the implications, the plays, and the rivalries that could shift depending on what happens next. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. We'll keep our eyes peeled for updates, rumors, and official announcements. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this story is just getting started. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already because we'll be covering every twist and turn in the Cowboys' journey. And don't forget to activate those notifications so you're the first to know when new videos drop. In the end, the question remains, will Javant Williams be a Dallas Cowboy in 2024, or will he become a division rival? That's the debate, that's the intrigue, and that's what makes this offseason so exciting. As always, we're here to analyze, discuss, and keep you informed about everything Cowboys. Stay tuned because the story is far from over, and I promise you the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Williams will stay, or are you worried he might leave? How do you see this impacting the Cowboys' chances in 2024? Your opinion really matters to us and to the team, so don't hold back. I'll be back soon with even more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned and keep supporting the Cowboys. Remember, this isn't just a team, it's a family, and every decision, every game, every player's move shapes the future of this proud franchise. Thanks again, Cowboys Nation. We'll see you in the next video, and as always, go Cowboys.